Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. It's pretty early in the morning and we've got company for the next 4 days. So let's see, we'll have 8 people eating breakfast and meals. So I'm going to fix an egg type casserole, and I got this recipe I think off the internet somewhere. I really don't even remember where, but I've also altered it some for our use. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and make that this morning, and our guests are still asleep. I think they've got a little jet lag, so hopefully they'll stay asleep until this casserole gets done. It's probably going to take about an hour for it to cook. Okay, so here's what you'll need. You're going to need about 3.5 to 4 cups of shredded potatoes, and I'm just going to shred them on this side of the shredder. About 3/4 of a cup of shredded onion, and I'm using a red onion. And you're going to need some link sausage. Now, I cooked this yesterday and just put it in the refrigerator so I wouldn't have to do all that this morning. And I'm going to cut this up in little sections. 16 ounces of cottage cheese. And we're going to need probably, I'm going to say about 12 ounces of shredded mild cheddar cheese. All right, and of course we're going to put a little salt on that, and we're going to put some butter in with the shredded potatoes. We're going to make those our first layer. So I'm going to melt some butter, and that's probably going to be about, let me say, maybe 1/3 of a cup, okay? All right, when I get all this ready to go together, we'll be back. All right, we are back, and I abandoned my hand shredder for my food processor. So we've ended up with about 3.5 cups of shredded potatoes. Now, I did kind of squeeze the water out of those, so we're going to put those right in the casserole, and I did grease this casserole. So you're going to spread those out on the bottom. And I did use red potatoes for this. And I'm going to go ahead and put some salt on the potatoes. Alright. Just spread those out. This is what makes the crust. Alright, now I've got 1/3 of a cup of butter all melted. So I'm going to just go ahead and pour that over the potatoes. Spread it out and just mash that down. And this really forms our bottom crust. I think I hear my guest upstairs taking a shower, so. Morning. All right, we got one guest down. All right, here's the coffee. All right, so we're going to set this aside now, and we're going to make our other filling ready. Now again, I'm going to use my food processor. So I'm going to go ahead and shred up the whole 16 ounces of mild cheddar cheese. And we're going to mix all this together with the eggs. So we'll be back when this is ready to be poured into the casserole. Okay, we've shredded our potatoes, got those in the casserole, and we shredded the cheese. I also did that in the food processor, and the onion. So now we've got 10 eggs here, and I'm just going to beat those up a little bit, put a little bit of salt in them. Just a little bit, because that cheese is going to already have the salt in it. So just going to whisk those up together. Work. Alright, so now we've got our cheese, and I did go ahead and use 16 ounces shredded. Alright, I'm going to dump the eggs in there. Alright, mix that around a little bit. Then I'm going to add the 16 ounces of cottage cheese. Mix mix that around a little bit. And then my shredded onion, and that probably is about, it's one medium red onion, and that's probably about 3/4 of a cup. Shredded onion, mix that all in. Now the great part about this is when you got company, you don't really have to stand over the stove and cook eggs and all that. You just put it in the oven, and after about 45 minutes to an hour, you'll have breakfast. And I'm believing this will make the breakfast for 8 people. All right, so we've got this all mixed up. Now we're going to go ahead and put in our chopped sausage, and this was the link sausage, and it was a mild sausage. And I think you could probably use bacon too. If you're using bacon, I would use about a pound, already cooked and sort of crushed up a little bit. All right, we've got this all mixed up. It's ready to go in the oven. And again, I've preheated my oven to 375. And we're going to cook this for probably 45 minutes, then we're going to check on it. Make sure it's bubbly, and really you can insert a toothpick in the top of it to make sure it's done. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this over our shredded potatoes. And this casserole is probably the 8.5 by 11 or 12, anyway. It's the larger Pyrex dish. All right, so you just want to spread this out even over those potatoes. And it's ready to go in the oven. When this gets done, we'll be back. All right, our sausage casserole is done. I think you can see on the bottom there, the potatoes are nicely browned. Now we're going to probably let this cool for probably about 15 minutes because it is super hot right now, but all you have to do to find out when it's done is just stick a toothpick down in there, and it comes out clean. It's all done. All right, so we will see y'all next time. I will post the recipe on this, and of course I altered it a little bit, but I'll post the recipe down below. All right, we will see y'all next time.